Hey everybody, what is going on? I am Maximus Rex and this is Big Baby Reviews. Today is Sam KIETH Day, so we're looking at the next issue in his The MAXX series that I have in my collection. That is issue 5, cover dated September 1993. Starting off with the cover, nice graphic stark image. Always thought this was really cool. Simple, effective use of light, obviously. Some hatching here, you know, even the shape of the MAXX here is a fairly simple one, right, with the big feet and his butt and his, like, just the body language there I think is really well done, and the reflection of this kind of boarded up window over here. I don't know what world we have around windows like that. It's not a super common architectural feature. Sam KIETH uses a lot, but it looks cool graphically, right? The one thing when you have a lot of black on a cover, though, if you know about Ronin, for example, back in the day with Frank Miller, it always leads to some crackling here. It's really hard to keep a black cover immaculate, right? Sometimes even, I don't know if you can see, but in the printing, there's a little less black around the edge. So really hard to get a black cover like that to be printed perfectly. So that's it about the cover. Let's move on, have a look inside. We've got the credits, and I'll talk a bit more detail about that because it's a defining feature of this issue. Story and art by Sam KIETH, swell dialogue by Bill Messner-Loebs, crap on dream sequence by Dave Feiss, finishes Jim Sinclair, and lettering by Mike Heisler. I've talked about Jim Sinclair before. Oh, let me finish off. Color Steve Oliff and Ollie Optics. So Jim Sinclair probably does some inking and also some background drawing from what I can ascertain from prior issues. So he's kind of his assistant, I guess is what you would call him. And this issue, the review won't be very long because I'm here to review Sam KIETH art. And unfortunately, most of this issue is drawn by Dave Feiss in this crap on dream sequence. Not that he does a bad job or anything, but it's another example of, I think in this case, Sam KIETH did it for deadline reasons, but decided to integrate this artist into the story. So I think it's well done in the way that it's done, but it was a little disappointing back in the day when I bought this issue to see that most of the art was by some other guy, right? Probably helped Sam KIETH again for deadlines. Still is integrated fairly well into the story, but again, the MAXX is pretty weird, so it was probably easy for him to incorporate that into the storyline here. Without getting too much in detail, I'll move on and show you guys. So what we get here is a few quick shots of the MAXX, right? Clever way to get a page done really quickly as well. So someone's watching him from afar, it seems, possibly. And then we get a double page splash here of him on the couch, which I think is cool because, again, cool drawing. We're getting the cool Sam KIETH textures on the feet, on the gloves, right? The stuff that we love. Also, weird kind of layout element that we have here. The coloring is reflected in that too, right? And here's that little character he's got in his hand that we'll see a little bit later that'll come into play with the storyline with the other artist. And I just want to say, if you really pay attention, man, this couch was drawn with such minimal detail. These stripes and lines were done by the colorist, right? All of this, like, he just, you know, kept it super simple. It's just one big globulous shape, really, I'm sure, on the original art. Maybe the colors through the sync was like, I don't think it's even recognizable as a couch. So Julie and the MAXX having a conversation here, right? She's basically telling him you can't sleep on my couch all the time, or they're talking about the cartoon that he's been watching. So who is spying on the MAXX is basically a bunch of Izzes here. Don't question it too much. I've talked about how weird the MAXX is. It's just a weird comic, and you can see Julie's apartment just has that weird kind of psychedelic architecture that I've not really seen anywhere, maybe in Spain or something. But in the Sam KIETH world of the MAXX, it totally makes sense, right? It's like Sam KIETH architecture. So here we get kind of the MAXX drifting off, and I guess some of his thoughts are mixing together into what will become his dream, and is drawn by this other artist. So not that he does a bad job or anything, but as I mentioned before, the focus is on Sam KIETH, so I'll just kind of go through this very quickly. I've read a little about this guy, I think in a letter page or maybe online with Sam KIETH. So he's an animator, so as you can tell, it makes sense when you see his style. There's just something in the way that whatever medium he drew in to create this, it doesn't translate here. I don't know if the scan digitized it too much or was done at a different resolution. It just looks a bit blurry, and it's not like, it's fine, I can still read through it, but I'm like, either this animator has kind of a scritchy kind of sketchy style, but I feel it's really down to the scanning. It's you can see on the contours, it's almost like, you know, his what looks like maybe like a pencil line, right? That leaves a bit of graphite there throughout. Whatever scanner they use is having trouble interpreting it, and it's interpreting it digitally, and I forget the term for that, in steps almost, where you kind of see, you know, the little angles of the pixels and stuff. So there's just something visually that's a bit off. It's not the art itself, it's in the printing or the scanning. But that's the whole sequence there. So, you know, the MAXX basically has to save this fish, it seems like. And then we did get a kind of an interesting sequence here where it feels like some of the art is by one guy, the animator guy, and some of the art is by Sam Keith, right? So we transition from one to the other on these pages. And again, the MAXX just being an odd comic, he takes off his mask and beans fall out, or seeds fall out. So it's like, what's that all about? Who knows? Got a great kind of splash page here with a few insert panels. That's basically just, you know, some beautiful textural work that Sam Keith has done. I assume this was done in black ink, and then with the colors was transitioned to kind of a sepia tone here. But again, just more great Sam Keith organic textures that he uses. Love looking at that stuff. It's almost like classical painting or something, like landscape painting. And then we see Julie as a kid, which is interesting. Still got those sepia tones. The MAXX all of a sudden is just the skull here. And there's just kind of transitions into different states of them talking to each other. I always thought this one was really cool and fun. Just kind of melty monster MAXX and Julie. And then we get another one of those cool double page splashes I love so much with insert panels. Move the storyline along. And then we can say that we got a big splash page of the MAXX here with, you know, those big, bold, thick contour lines that Sam Keith does. Those big feet with the weird textures. Not even sure what that is. It's almost more like Victorian decoration or something. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's like the MAXX is just his feet are steampunk, I guess is how I'd put it. Yeah. Those big knobby elbows. Like, I love all that stuff. Great textures throughout, great hatching. Continues this motif on this page with lots of negative space, which I think works really well here actually, with the MAXX here and the, you know, the grass in the foreground, the MAXX in the middle ground there. I think this is a very striking page in the context and out of context as well, just this page, but like following this, I think it works really well. And he's pretty much used the same layout here, which I think probably helps tie those two pages together, right? Good stuff, and it ends like that on a double page spread. Not that doesn't happen all the time. It's not a common thing. I had that with a Rob Liefeld New Mutants issue a few weeks ago. Now I have it here. It's interesting though. It's fun. Got some great fan art here. I thought this piece was pretty good here. And they thought this piece was so excellent. It's one of the rare fan art pieces that they printed in color. That's what they mentioned down here. Always thought this was really cool here. Some interesting weird textures and anatomy. You know, the MAXX as a boxer, I guess. He almost kind of looks like Butterbean a little bit, except for the face, obviously. Almost looking more like a Ninja Turtle in a weird way. But yeah, just very odd. And it's from Adze Adzenhofer from Nuremberg, Germany. So that should tell you all you need to know as to why this is so weird. Sorry, Germany. I remember this issue, really enjoyed it. That was when Madeira, again, tell me how I should pronounce that, please, in the comments. Did an issue at Image, one of the few issues at Image they did. So I scooped that one up back in the day. I don't know if I still have it somewhere. But yeah, I remember enjoying the art in this one, if not the inking. I think the inker they chose, on the interiors at least, maybe not on this cover, wasn't necessarily the best fit for Madeira. Another bit of odd printing. It's kind of rough and just, yeah, not quite as sharp as it should be, I feel. And of course the MAXX trading cards that I never got. So that is it. Pretty quick review because there's not so much Sam Keith art in this issue. So that was the MAXX number 5. Let me know what you think in comments, concerns, opinions. answers to some of my questions, let me know in the comments. I appreciate your input. Those of you who are already subscribed, thank you so much for sticking with the channel with Big Baby Reviews. Those of you who are not, but who are watching the videos, it's about 78% of the viewership. That's quite a lot. It's the majority. So please hit the subscribe button if you feel so inclined. It's pretty quick, pretty simple, and it really helps out the channel, helps motivate us to put out more content, and helps get us out there to other people, hopefully, who will subscribe and who enjoy this kind of content as well. So thank you so much for watching, and hope everyone out there has an awesome day.
Like, subscribe, like, subscribe.
King Comics presents Big Baby, Volume 1, Issues 1 to 13, 204 pages of story and art. King Comics also presents Star Crasher one-shot, 32 pages, cosmic sci-fi surrealist adventure. You can find these fine comics at KINGCOMICS.CA, at MAXX13 on Instagram, or on Facebook, MaxRex or Big Baby.